And we have them here.
Here, Vera, why don't you
before we
take this one so you have a chance to look over it?
Because we should all be able to look it over and have a couple of minutes. Thank you, sir.
Bill's just looking for his name.
Get your name in the agenda.
Thank you.
Express their opinion, probably outside.
Told her she was missed. Greatly. I do miss her.
That's a good question. Why can't they? Like Obama has a big,
Who was?
yeah, she was that way.
You haven't started yet?
Oh, okay.
You're first on the agenda.
Yeah.
You need one?
I need one. Thank you, sir.
It is now 9:06.
Hey, senior citizens day at the fair.
Why did you look at me?
Maybe I was.
Oh my God, she's like that.
No, but tell her you
All her off entrance if you get there before 3 p.m.
I'm much older than her.
Maybe a
I doubt
$1
it.
for the early bird special.
Sure, did you get one?
I did, yeah, thank you.
What are they serving at the dining hall today?
Chicken barbecue today.
What is it?
Chicken barbecue.
Thank you.
Boy Scouts are putting it on.
Give you, I have one, thank you. Oh, this, oh, thanks.
I can hear you.
I know you can. That's why I said it.
I haven't heard you sing yet, have I?
No, we've got people to do that this year, thank God.
Well, he could chime in there anytime.
I've heard him sing karaoke.
He's very, very good.
He is good.
Baby contest is underway right now.
Yes, it is.
Do you have a baby in the contest?
No, I
this year?
don't, no. Okay, let's clear that up right now. I don't have a baby in the contest. My babies are too old.
Well, you have had babies in the contest every year for a long time. Oh, yeah, me too.
I think it is the worst.
It's not a baby contest, it's a baby show.
Yeah. Everybody goes home with ribbon.
Everybody's baby is beautiful,
That's right.
except if your baby doesn't win, you feel like a bad parent. I'm not gonna lie. I may have sat through a few of those.
It was like.
Did you put your kid in a
I
baby show?
took Sky when she was 6 months old, because I was like, oh, that's what everybody does, so I'll do it.
Thank you, Alan.
And, thank you. I swear to God, it was
Everybody
like
got one?
Toddlers and Tiaras thing. Because there were parents there curling their kids' hair, but they were wearing like a December dress.
Their
Like
Christmas
a
dress.
Christmas dress,
That's
like
pretty.
head to, because it's pretty and lacy, and I'm like, it's 90 degrees out here, and you have your child and your 2-year-old in a full-length velvet dress, like, and you're curling their hair and like doing your things. It's just like, that's it. We're out.
Apologize, everybody, we had a couple of corrections we had to get made.
Is that what delayed it, the corrections?
It's now open for comment and bureau. Okay, meeting's called to order. I Item number 4, we have some employee recognitions. We have a couple people here today. We have Darlene Sheridan. Darlene has been here for 5 years. She works in the Register Recorder's office. Darlene, come on up. Appreciate your services. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We also have John Lester. John Lester is with us, and John Lester has 25 years. John, come on forward. Thank you for all your services. We appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
The other individuals were unable to attend. Gerald Daly with 10 years, Linda Daly for 30, Erica Iltwine for 5 years, and Isaac Hobbs for 10 years. We thank all of them. Item number 5.
Make a motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting and open the salary boards.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Salary board's open at 9:10 a.m. Okay.
I'll make a motion to rescind the motion made on August 10th to approve the July 27th salary board meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Treasurer Miller, to rescind the motion of 8/10/2016 to approve the minutes of the 7/27/2016 meeting. Questions or comments?
Why? And why are you doing that?
Because the vote that was taken did not have a quorum of people that could actually vote for it. So that motion was passed without a quorum. Any other
And a
questions?
quorum is what, 2 or more?
No, quorum on the salary board, there are four sitting members of the salary board. So 3 would have to approve it that were at the meeting. And there was not 3 people here. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to table item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion to table item 4 on the agenda. Any questions or comments on that? Again, there's not enough people here on that salary board meeting to approve it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 5.
Make a motion to table item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Again, the same reason. Any questions or comments?
And who are on the salary board? What are the members?
The 4 sitting members, the 3 commissioners, and the treasurer.
3 commissioners and treasurers, so you have to have at least 3, so now you have 3 right now, right?
Right. But I wasn't at the one meeting, and somebody else wasn't at the other meeting. So that would only give us 2 votes, and we can't do those 2 people.
So today you're good, though? You have enough people today to
Well,
approve anything further?
to approve anything further.
Further, yeah.
Yeah, but not approve the minutes from last meeting.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6.
To create a 6-month temporary clerk of courts administrative clerk, 40 hours per week at an hourly rate of $10.35 with no benefits, per my recommendation.
I'll second that.
Motion by proprietary clerk of courts Chris Jones, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 6, create the 6-month temporary clerk of courts, administrative clerk for 40 hours. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Any public comment on the salary board? Hearing none, item 8.
Make a motion to close the salary board and return to the Commissioners' meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Treasurer Miller to close the salary board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And what time do you have?
9:13.
Item number 6 on the Commissioners.
Make a motion to table item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
Okay, I'm just going to motion to table both.
Okay. Make a motion to table item number 6 and 7 is listed on our agendas.
I will second that. Motion to table items 6 and 7, approve the minutes of the July 27th meeting and the August 10th meeting. Questions or comments?
So what's your explanation for that?
Same reason. There's not a quorum here to approve those minutes. I wasn't at the one meeting, she wasn't at the other meeting.
But didn't you have at least 2 commissioners here?
Okay, the other commissioner is not here, so you can't approve it unless 2 of the people that were there are here today.
2 that were here then, that are here today. So
Correct.
then
On the 27th, it was Betsy and Alan. I wasn't here.
27th was Betsy and Alan?
Right.
And on the 10th, it was Betsy and me, so.
Right.
Let's see, so you can't approve either of those.
Any other questions?
I have a comment.
Yes.
Regarding the minutes, and this has been more than a pet peeve of mine for the past 5 years. For the past several months, a couple of months, the meetings have been, the public comment has consisted of a lot of opposition and questions about the proposed industrial waste, medical waste, whatever waste, chemical waste, pharmaceutical waste incinerator. And last week, the public comment went on for over an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And there's not a word in here. Now, my understanding is that while it is on video, that is not an official record. So I would ask the commissioners, again, to please reconsider that public comment is just as important as what you do here, because without the public, you wouldn't be here. And according to the sunshine laws, it's required. And certainly, during a time when there is so much controversy about a very important issue in the county, it's like nothing ever happened. If somebody looked at these minutes in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, nothing happened. They had their meetings, end of story. It was the same with the gas controversy. There's no public record, and I think it's wrong, and I think it's about time it was rectified. Thank you.
Item number 8.
We also wanted to say something about that too.
No, I'm sorry. When we get to public comment, you can have your time. Item number 8.
Make a motion to approve item number 8 is listed on our agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 8 on the agenda to ratify and approve the cash disbursements, electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. So carried. Item 9.
Make a motion to approve item number 9 is listed on our agenda. There's no date. And with the addition of the Mary Nolde, Tom Button for assessment, and Jessup learning about TIF, LRTA, and KOZ, cost to the county $100, and that is on September 16th. If that can be added, please.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 9 on the agenda, approve the following seminar requests and/or seminar payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So carried. Item 10.
Make a motion to ratify the hiring of Matthew Tim of Montrose.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 10 on the agenda to ratify the hiring of Matthew Tim, Montrose, to the open full part-time non-union position of temporary clerical assistant, $9.70 an hour, 25 hours per week, per Jason Lake, President Judge. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 11.
Make a motion to approve item number 11 is listed on our agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve the hiring of Brittany Carter, Susquehanna, to the open full-time union position of intake officer in domestic relations, per the request of Jason Lake, President Judge. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Item 12.
Make a motion to approve item number 12 is listed on our agenda.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 12 on the agenda, approve the hiring of Kayla Lee of Thompson, the open full-time union position of finance enforcement officer for domestic relations, per the request of Jason Legg, President Judge. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 13 is listed on our agenda.
Second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve the hiring of Amanda Lanin of Kingsley to the open full-time temporary position of clerk of courts, administrative clerk, $10.35 an hour, per the request of Christine Jones, Pathonetary Clerk of Courts. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 14.
Make a motion to approve item number 14 is listed on our agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to appoint William Bain, Liberty Township, to the open position of Public Director to the Susquehanna County Conservation District. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Make a motion to approve item number 15 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 15 on the agenda, sign the purchase services agreement between Susquehanna County Services for Children, Youth, and Children's Services of Wyoming Valley. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. So carried. 16.
Make a motion to approve item number 16 is listed on the agenda.
Second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 16 on the agenda, sign the purchase of service agreements between Susquehanna County Services, Children, Youth, and Kids Peace National for a term of July 1st, 2015 through 2016. Questions or comments? Yes, please.
What does inclusive for the following programs only unit IDSA stand for?
Let me see.
That's a lot of money a day.
Yep.
It's counseling and boarding.
Yeah, it's counseling and boarding. It's for juveniles that have to be placed and require a more restrictive place. And it deals through our children and youth, and I think through juvenile also. But it deals with housing, boarding, and counseling services also.
So basically, it's for a young person who is this close away from being incarcerated?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And luckily, we don't get that many, thank goodness.
How many children are in this program? Is that per person, or is that for a whole bunch of them?
That's per person. And right now, we don't have any currently. Last year, I'd have to find out. But I think we only had one or two, and that was it last year. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 17 is listed on our agenda.
Second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall, to sign the maintenance and service agreement ID 16901A between Susquehanna County 911 and COVA Corporation for the term of September 1st through 2016 through August 31st, 2017. Questions or comments?
What does COVA do?
It's the company that handles all our recordings for 911.
And are we able to ask for recordings?
No.
At all?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 18 is listed on the agenda.
Second that. Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Hall.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Warren, sorry. Second by Commissioner Hall. To sign a letter of engagement between Susquehanna County and Corn Ferry Hay Group, effective immediately to be completed by December 31st, 2016. For the amount of $7,500 related to the actuarial services for the post-retirement benefit plan. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Sorry, I was reading ahead here.
Okay, item 19.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 19 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 19 on the agenda, to sign the memorandum of understanding between Susquehanna County and Susquehanna Community School District effective August 1st, 2016 through July 31st, 2016 for the part-time placement of a school juvenile probation officer. Questions or comments? Yes.
What prompted this?
It's been something that's been going on for, gosh, I want to say probably 10 or 15 years. We have a juvenile probation officer, and actually Susquehanna School District's the only one that we have one left in. We did at one time have one at Blue Ridge also, but it's a fee that the school district pays for also.
I'm still unclear as to why they have one if the others don't, or what prompted it now.
Well, it's been, like I said, it's been in place forever. And, you know, it's services that are provided. It allows the probation officer to work with the students or the kids that are on juvenile probation. Yes,
Are those dates correct? Starts August 1st and it ended the day before?
it should be,
17.
it should be July 2017.
Okay.
Sorry. With that amendment, please. And can we take out petition? I don't.
Yes, that needs to be on. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Thanks, Bill.
Item 20.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 20 is listed on our agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 20, to adopt proclamation 2016-13, proclamating that the week of September 5th through the 11th, 2016 is Suicide Prevention Week. Questions or comments? Yes.
And who submitted this proclamation to you?
I did.
So did you create the proclamation?
No, we approved it last year, and we, I think we amended this one to meet approval for this year.
And then are we still considered like a suicide risk county?
Absolutely.
Do you have any statistics, like how many happened this year so far compared to last year?
No, I don't.
Do you have any numbers for last year?
I don't. I need to get those from the coroner's office.
Coroner's office.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 21.
Make a motion to approve item number 21 is listed on our agenda.
Second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to adopt resolution 2016-13, authorizing an application of Pennsylvania Municipal Assistance Program through DCED for the updating of the Susquehanna County Comprehensive Plan. Questions or comments?
What's DCED?
Department of Community and Economic Development.
So can you explain more what you're actually doing with that assistance program, and what's involved in the assistance program in updating the comprehensive plan?
Just what it says, it's updating the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan needs to be updated, and it's the process to get the approval through DCED and also get some funding from them.
So you're trying to get funding from DCED?
That's correct.
And how much funding are you asking for?
I think it's around 20,000.
And then where's the other 20,000 coming from?
Comes from the county. The balance comes from the county.
So the county is willing to pay the other 20,000?
Yeah.
And how long will it take for DCED to give the funding?
That I don't know.
Did they give you a timetable?
No.
And
Any
this
other
is-
questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public comment? Yes.
Yeah, I'm unclear as to, elected officials generally you have to understand what they stand for, what they don't stand for in order to elect them.
Mm-hmm.
So when we ask you about certain questions, how you stand on things, you say you can't.
Right.
You can't tell us. Can you explain why you can't?
Well, unlike you, you're protected by the First Amendment rights. You can pretty much say whatever you want to do, and you're not held, there's no issues with that. Unlike elected officials, especially that deal in certain government agencies, when you make a statement, then you're not protected by the First Amendment rights. So when there's a issue that comes up, then you have to review, or it can be reviewed as far as possible discrimination or any other issues as far as preconceived knowledge or preconceived determination, and then you can get sued for it.
Well, suppose I asked you how you felt on a war or something like that, you say you can't.
I tell you the same thing, I'm neither in favor nor against, and we'll review the facts.
So you can have an opinion, you're just afraid of being sued.
Well, and part of our job as county commissioners is to protect the financials of the county and the taxpayers. So, you know, there are other areas in this state that have done things, passed things, made certain things, and have gotten not only sued, but fined, and it's costed the taxpayers a lot of money. So my personal opinion does not weigh in to what my county's responsibility is.
Okay, thank you.
Well, say if you were running for office again, and you're giving speeches as to what you stand for, what you don't stand for, you just say you're neutral on everything?
No, when I'm running for office, it's totally different. I don't have the office. So that's entirely different then.
What about if you want to get reelected?
If I want to get reelected, I have to be careful what I say.
All right, suppose I just ask you a hypothetical question, like there's a lot of talk now that we should get rid of the parking meters because it's not worth the effort. What's your opinion on that? You can't say?
First of all, park meters have nothing to do with us.
I'm just making something up just to be said.
Well, I understand that, but, you know, the point of the fact is items and issues that are related to the county that we are responsible for, we have to be very careful as to what we say and do so we don't get the county liable for something that's said or done.
Right,
And I know you don't understand that, and you don't understand that because you don't understand how government operates or what the deep pocket syndrome is.
Exactly, I don't.
I understand that, you know, and I'll give you a perfect example. You know, I was on the school board at one time and came in after some people that did some things there, made some comments, took some actions, and because of the deep pocket theory, there was hundreds of lawsuits filed against the district, and it cost the taxpayers a ton of money because of the actions and things people did that they shouldn't have done.
So the deep pockets refers to the deep pockets of the person who's suing you?
No, the deep pockets refers that the county government is deep pockets as well as any local government because our ability to raise funds is simply that we can raise taxes to create revenue. So it's an easy mark for people to sue because if you sue, first of all, most likely you'll settle out of court to try and avoid all the litigation costs. But second of all, they'll sue because if they can prove that there's any type of discrimination or liability or anything like that or damages, the ability to get large sums of money is easy because they can come after it and you have to raise taxes.
Okay, I understand.
Right. Yes.
Several years ago, there was an incident at the courthouse involving a commissioner and an attorney, and something went on. I'm not gonna go into it, but it was found that the person wronged was truly wronged, and he won his suit. And the county commissioner involved did not pay anything. It was the insurance policy that's maintained for every single official. And so this was for an act, not for an opinion, unless you want to say that the act was committed because of an opinion. But the commissioners were saved harmless. And so I don't think that you stating an opinion is, and a First Amendment right, has anything to do with you being sued or liable. You can state an opinion. As long as you're not acting on it, there's really no problem.
Well,
I mean, I want to ask, just
Go
one
ahead.
thing. You don't want to answer the question as to what your opinion is about something. Well, let me ask this question. How do you think the real estate values are going to be affected if somebody puts in a hazardous waste incinerator? Do you think, this is a question, do you think that the property values will stay up or decline, and will the people be able to sell their homes if they choose, or they have to leave because they're being poisoned? That's a question.
Well,
Do you think that it would be okay for a hazardous waste incinerator or a medical waste incinerator to go up, and it might be in violation of somebody's religious ethics, like the burning of bodies of aborted children? Now, is that a possibility that you could state an opinion about that? That's a question, and it does deserve an answer.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, and we've had conversations with our insurance carrier about this, and we are following the directions of our insurance carrier. and who is saying that if we act outside of the scope of our office and do put things out there that we eventually may vote on, that if we do get sued or jammed up, that they will not cover it and they will not pay, and it'll be fall back on the taxpayers. So the real issue becomes, is the question relevant enough to the point where there could be a decision that the commissioners have to make in the near future as to whether something can or cannot be done, or vote on something as far as an ordinance or anything else. If the answer is that there could be something that they could vote on in the future, then they have to be careful what they say in the public as an elected official. So as you're saying, as an opinion, yes, there's certain things we can have opinions on. But if it's an opinion on something that we may vote on, then we can't have an opinion on it.
But you've also said that you have nothing to do with this issue and that you would not be called upon. And so I guess it comes back to the question, where's your opinion?
Well,
I mean, if you're not gonna be voting on it, obviously then there's no harm.
Well, I didn't say that. What I said was, we will continue to look at the facts and work with DEP and other agencies to see what can and cannot be done, which is what we are doing currently. And we are in constant contact with DEP and working with them to see what can be done and what can't be done. So if we get the final answer that says, and I know there's all kinds of things on Facebook saying, we can, we can't, we can, we can't. When we get the final letter back saying, yes, we can, or no, we can't, then at that point, we can move from there. But right now, currently, we're waiting for another response from DEP. Yes.
Did you not say several meetings ago that this was up to the township? That it was their ordinances that prevailed? And that the commissioners really did not have any say in this?
Right. The way our comprehensive plan is set up, and the way it's always been in this county, is that the local municipalities are the ones that handle the zoning and ordinances in their area, not the county.
So
now, if everybody wants to change that, that's fine.
So if the county, represented by 3 commissioners, one of whom is notably absent today, if the county does not participate in the decision-making process, what has happened to your First Amendment right?
Well, I'm not saying the county is not involved. The county is involved by working with DEP to find out what all alternatives are and what can be done. And that's what we're still working on. Yes.
First, I'd like to say I think it's about time that we updated our county plan. With the gas industry coming in, we are very out to date with that consideration, okay? You have an opportunity now, using this county plan, to be proactive, to be an example for other communities in the state of Pennsylvania and around the country. I would suggest that you use this time and this plan to think outside the box and protect our water, protect our air, protect our community, and protect what we believe is the foundation for Susquehanna County, okay? And I'm sure you guys know it. A lot of people here could speak about what it is. Put some surveys out there. Have some public meetings so people can come in and say, what do you want to see for the future of this county? Not just a small handful, but a broad input from the community. The other thing is, we have been talking about this incinerator extensively. And there have been arguments and discussions whether or not a clean air ordinance is legal, it's not legal, what you have to put in it, whether the county can do it, whether the townships need to do it. Let's think outside the box. Why don't we call Susquehanna County and protect overall, and instead of doing a clean air ordinance or continue to look into a clean air ordinance, how about we discuss something about not allowing any type of garbage or trash from other states or other communities or other townships, other communities, to be brought into Pennsylvania and to be disposed of in Pennsylvania. Because there you not only take care of incinerators, but you take care of any future landfills. That should be a very simple thing to do. Susquehanna County does not allow trash to be brought in and disposed of from other states within our county. That should be a lot easier, and then we don't have to worry about a lot of the things that we're concerned with the ordinance.
Well, let me respond to that. First of all, on the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is not a plan that the commissioners sit down and make themselves. comprehensive plan is a plan that does do surveys and reaches out to the vast public and the municipalities to get their input. The comprehensive plan is basically a plan that the public puts together. It's not a dictation from the commissioner's office as to this is what's going on in the county. We're not the ones that put the last comprehensive plan together. The people are the ones that put the last comprehensive plan together. So all those things that you brought up is part of the comprehensive plan, and that's what does take place. So that is in process, and it is moving forward, and we are continuing to try and get this thing moving as fast as we can to get it updated. So that process is being done. In addition, if you look at our webpage, you'll find about a 40 to 60 page report from DEP that outlines all the steps in place that if this potential incinerator comes here, all the steps they have to go through to get their permitting and what DEP's roles are as far as testing and air quality, health testing, and all those steps through the whole thing. This report is something that we got by communicating with DEP and said we need information from you as to what's going to be done, how it occurs, so we know how to take and handle the situation. You have to understand the rules before you can figure out what to do next. So by getting that report now, we now understand all the steps in place by DEP and what they do. All the testing that's been asked for and everything that is part of that plan that DEP does. And it's on our webpage for people to look at. So that information is there. Now how did that information get there? That information got there by the commissioners taking and communicating with DEP and asking them for a response to what was going on in our county. In addition, and most people don't know that, but DEP is currently in our county right now doing air quality testing right today. And they're all around the county. So that is going on. So there's a lot of things that are going on, and it's trying to get you the information as it becomes available that we can pass on. That's why we put those 40 to 60 pages on that website so people can understand what the process is. People don't get to just say, I want a permit, and they give them a permit without going through all these steps. It's a very long, drawn-out process that gives all kinds of opportunities for people to be involved in it, not only at the commissioner's level, but also at the municipality level, but also dealing with the public. There's public hearings that have to occur before anything gets done. So there's all kinds of steps, and we have to look at all those steps, and we have to analyze those steps and see what we can do to do the best thing for the public to make sure that we can take and do it so we don't mess it up and create a situation where they get a free pass.
When did you get this comprehensive plan as to what the DEP, with the process? When did you find out about that?
Was what, a week ago? We put
Okay,
it right
I
on the
found out
website.
about that in June.
Mhm.
I made a phone call in June, and they showed me on the website where it was.
Right.
This is not my job to protect, I mean, so
Well, I
you only
understand
found out
that,
about a
but
week
again,
ago?
but again.
Don't you think that if I was able to find that out back in June by making a simple phone call and them directing me to where it was
Mhm.
and what the process was, that was something that should have been done a long time ago? This is almost the end of August, you just found out now? You should have known that in June, and you should have been reading up on it in June to find out about it, because this is not the first time this issue has happened. Again, I am urging the commissioners to get ahead of the 8 ball, not behind the 8 ball. If your county and your people in your county know these things in June, why do you only have the plan now?
Well, again, so that I can clarify, it's not that we didn't know what was going on in June and that we didn't know the information in June.
Right.
But getting an official letter from DEP
You
was
didn't
the
need an
issue.
official letter, all you
Well,
need to do is make a
again,
phone call, because
again.
they have the procedure of how to apply for permits, what the procedure is, when the community can come in and make comments, it's on their website, they can direct that to you in a simple 2-minute
Absolutely.
phone call.
And getting the other issues that we want resolved with DEP takes on working with DEP and having a good dialogue with DEP and having a relationship with DEP. Not going down and demanding things from DEP and giving them ultimatums. So I
Nobody said
realize
you should do that.
you think that commissioners are not ahead of the 8 ball. Believe me, we are ahead of the 8 ball. We are doing things constantly to be in communications with the agencies involved to get all the information we can and to try to keep one step ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know what the DEP is testing for? You said they're doing air testing right now?
Right now, they're doing air testing, and I believe the air testing is in results with the base study they did a year ago before the compressor stations, a lot of compressor stations were in.
Are they doing like VOCs 2.5, or do you have any
I
idea?
couldn't tell you that.
And how many stations are being tested, are being used right now? How many places are being tested?
I don't know. I know they're throughout the county.
You mean they're throughout, there's more than one testing station in this county?
they have a portable lab, they're in more than one spot.
They're in more than one spot, because I only know one spot in the county. So do you know what the other spots are?
I do not.
Do you know any of the spots where they are? Can you find out?
I know there was one in Hartford.
There was one in Hartford, is there
Yeah.
still one in Hartford?
Well, their portable truck will be in Hartford doing a test.
So if you can find out from us, what towns are they going to, and how long they've been there, and what they're testing for, that's something we need to know as citizens, how comprehensive the test is, and where they are, and how long they've been there. Because as far as I know, there's only one testing station, and that's in Springville.
Well, you're talking about a permanent testing station. I'm talking about a mobile lab that is going around the county.
Right now, you're saying there's a mobile lab
Yes,
going
there's a
around?
mobile lab. There is only one permanent station, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Yes?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you have acted at all yet on the letter that Breathe Easy sent to you last week. I don't know if you've had time to call Bob Helverson from the Agency for Toxic Substances, ATSDR, and the Board of Health also. They have offered to help you.
Mhm.
Can you talk about that?
Yes, and DEP is the lead agency on this, and DEP has all those mechanisms in place, and when DEP is ready, they will do all the health, air quality, all the studies, and they will coordinate all that.
Are you saying that they will coordinate with ATSDR and the Department of Health before they start these studies?
I would have to check with them again, but my understanding is that that's what they do, according to the response they gave us already.
Well, have you called ATSDR and the
No, I
Department
have
of Health
not.
yourself? Because they directly offered to assist with I wrote stuff down, I can't remember. But anyway, I think it's very important that the county actually work with those two departments.
You're
not
talking
just-
about ATSDR?
Yeah.
Which is toxicology, and they're part of CDC, they're a federal agency, and which, who else?
And the Pennsylvania Department of Health, because they've already done work in Brooklyn, and they put out their papers, so.
Mhm.
they're-
And we will reach out to them also.
Yeah, and then the land use ordinance that was mentioned, could you start working on that?
Well, first of all, we have to find out, and I mean, it's easy for people to say, let's do an ordinance, let's do this, let's do that, but we have to find out the legalities of it and whether we can do it. Now, there already is, and I think it's in, Middletown Township's one, and I think New Milford Township's another. There is already a ordinance for the dumps that are already there. So I don't know if we can spin off those or not. That's something we have to look at and find
Yeah,
out.
but you're saying that are already there, we want to prevent.
No, you're not, the ordinances are already there. So we have to find out if those ordinances, or those, if those land use ordinances can apply to those or not apply to those, and that's what we have to look into.
Are you saying that an ordinance for a landfill that's already there, you're wondering if it could apply to an ordinance to prevent
Yes,
trash from coming in?
right.
Because we talked to different people that talked to the DEP about this, and they
Mhm.
actually recommended
Mhm.
that this was
Mhm.
a way that would not be contested by the DEP.
Right. And there has been municipalities in this county that have passed local land use ordinances to block certain things from coming in, especially landfills. So that's something that has to be researched and to see what we can do there.
So this should include a incinerator, because we don't need an incinerator in our county for us, and there's no reason why we should have to take it from other states.
Any other comment? Bill?
Could I make a comment? I wasn't involved in the last comprehensive plan, but the one prior to that, there was a public meeting over at the county office building. And out of 42,000 people in the county, Nancy Ross and I showed up, 2 people. Now,
Well, I would expect if we have a public meeting now, a lot more people will show up.
right, but if this issue goes away, nobody will show up again, or 2 or 3 people. And that's what people have to be involved in. It's an ongoing situation. You don't prepare for this now, you prepared for this 5, 10 years ago.
Right. The public has to decide what they want in their county.
Amen.
Can I ask what time was that meeting set for?
I don't remember, probably 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
Oh, so it was at night?
It was at
Okay,
night, I know
okay.
that, yeah.
Because I know the county
At 7
commissioners.
o'clock, I would say.
Right, because I know the county commissioners have said that, we've asked that these county commissioners meetings be set in other places and in the evening. And I believe you said that that was something that you couldn't do because it was regulated by the state, is that correct?
That's what I did say. But I have
Okay.
found out since then that that regulation did get changed several years ago. So that we could. The question is, as far as having it in another location, that's not logical or practical.
Okay.
As far as having it at night, then that's another issue that we have to look at because of the cost involved, as well as trying to take and re-advertise all the meetings, so.
Okay, so that is something that you could have the commissioners' meetings in the evening so that more people could attend.
Well,
What does that entail for you to do, if you've just recently found out, because this has been a question that's been going on for months about having the meetings in the evening so more people could attend?
well, it would involve in making sure there was security here, as well as re-advertising all the meetings and putting that information in the paper.
Okay.
Any other comments?
Well, can that be done? Because I understand you have to have 30-day notice, so if you put something in the paper in the next week, then within 30 days, we could have an evening meeting. Is that something you've considered doing?
Well, we'll look into it.
No. When you say
Well,
look
you asked me
into
a question, I gave you the answer. You don't like the answer, that's okay.
No, but when you say look into it, when we have a meeting next time, will you explain why or why not we can't do it in 30 days?
Yeah.
And why can't you explain it now, why you can't do it within 30 days? You'll usually say, we'll look into it, and then we don't get an answer.
Well, usually when I say I'll look into it, you usually remind me at the next meeting, Vera, so I'm sure you'll remind me at the next meeting.
Well, you know,
I'm reminding
Mr.
you
Hall,
now, I'm
Yes.
reminding you now.
I think that is not acceptable.
Well, you know
No,
what?
no,
You
let me
people come here and
finish.
attack me.
I'm not attacking you.
Listen, wait a
I'm-
minute.
no,
You
can
people
let-
come
go
here
ahead,
and
you can
attack
go ahead.
me, and now you've got people out putting posters up on telephone poles about me and doing all kinds of rude and nasty things. And I'm supposed to sit here and let you people poke me with a stick nonstop. Well, it doesn't work. And I tell you that we're trying to do things, and your response to me is, well, you guys aren't doing your jobs, you're not doing it fast enough. No matter what we say, you're not satisfied with.
Now, first of all, I'm not responsible for that. I'm not responsible for the rest of the people in the community. But I don't believe in bullying. I think I am 100% against it. This lady comes here and she videotapes, and she may ask questions and she may aggravate you, but I don't think being disrespectful is acceptable. No one today is being disrespectful.
Well, I wasn't disrespectful.
As you're interrupting me again. As far as the comment about, can we do the meetings, and them not liking the fact that you say, we'll look into this. This question about having the county commissioners' meetings in the evening so you can get more response from the community, because you've stated there's only a handful of people here and there's only a handful of people who care. And the comments were that there is people in this community who cannot afford to take time off of work. So for months, I have been to every county commissioners meeting twice a month since June. This question has come up since June. Why can we not have it in the evening? Can we hold a special council? Why? Well, you know what? Now that we've looked into it and we know that we can have county commissioners in the meetings in the evening, now all of a sudden you've just all of a sudden found this out. Why didn't you find this out in June when we were asking?
Because the information I had previous to June from our solicitor was that we couldn't do it.
Well, then maybe you need to hire a new solicitor, because there are other commissioners, there are other counties where the commissioners' meetings are being held in the evening. And that's how the public found out that it's possible to have it. And if we can find it out by asking a question like that, your solicitor should be up to date. If a question is asked from the community, can we please have these meetings in the evening? Can we please have these meetings? Do a special meeting so that more of the community can come out and respond to this. And it's we're looking into it, we're looking into it, we're looking into it. This is 3 months later. I'm not saying that you're not doing your job. And I think it's appalling that anybody comes after you in a negative way. Okay? But what I'm saying is, this is just unacceptable. 3 months ago, we asked for meetings to be held in the evenings. Only now your solicitor found out. Your solicitor should be up to date on these things. If he is gonna be the solicitor for the county and a question like that comes up, I don't know, I've only started coming to these meetings in June. Has this question come up before June?
Yes, it
Yes,
has.
yes, it
We've
has.
asked
How
him-
long
We've
ago?
asked them a
Years.
year ago, 2 years ago, or at least 2 years ago, we asked them.
Excuse me.
please.
That's my concern.
We did
That's
ask.
my
Right.
concern.
Yes.
I was
more
at a
comments.
meeting and we asked before June.
Right.
And the following meeting,
Mhm.
I sat here and a question was asked, and you turned around to the person and answered, if you were at the last meeting, you would know the answer to this. That was disrespectful, and that person never bit you back or never said you were being disrespectful, but that person couldn't come to every meeting because it's inconvenient in the morning. So that was before June. So I'm asking you, at the next meeting, will you please explain why or why not we're not having meetings in the evening?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other comment? Bruce?
I have a question. Has anyone, well, I guess I would address all the commissioners. Has there been any other communication between the Tyler Corners group and the commissioners?
I've had none. I know, Mary Ann, you've tried,
Just
but
those
they don't
questions
respond.
that I told you I asked 2 weeks ago.
Were there any
They have not
Were there any communications between the Tyler group and the commissioners?
None with me.
Only the ones that are on our webpage that are listed right now. There's one email we got, and that was it.
When was that?
That was the 11th, it's on our website, it was the 11th of April.
The
We also-
11th of April?
We also have an email from
But
August 3rd.
wasn't there
To you.
wasn't there a commissioners meeting a couple of days after that?
Was there a commissioners meeting a couple of, yeah, there was.
I don't recall that being discussed at the commissioners meeting.
It wasn't.
Why not?
Well, one, I never saw that email until recently. And actually, it got discussed at actually Tyler Corners got discussed at the meeting following that.
We went over the videos. They didn't get discussed till sometime in late May, June.
No, I think it was earlier than that, because it was brought up at the planning commission meeting, and then it rolled over into the economic development meeting, and rolled over into the commissioners meeting.
Check the video.
I'll check them.
That's number one. Number two, are you aware of the background of some of the people who are, shall we say, at the top of the pyramid regarding Tyler Corners?
Well, I know the reports that I've seen that have been posted on Facebook, and at this point, by virtue of not being able to see on the Department of State's website as to who the actual owners are of Tyler Corners, I'm not sure that they're all the right people, or even if there's not more people. If you go to the Department of State's website and you look at it, in most businesses, they list their officers, and they're not listed.
I'm talking about some news out of Harrisburg regarding.
Yes, I am aware of that because it's on Facebook, yes.
I called the Department of State and they said they do not list the members of the board. They're not always listed, they're not listed for Tyler Corners, they only have one name, and that could be anybody, it could be just an
Right.
accountant or whatever, so they don't list the members. And we do have a list, I don't know where we got this list from, Valley Forge says Tyler Corners LP, we have 4 partners listed. And
Right.
Richard Ireland is listed, and he has now been charged with 79 counts of some kind of bribery, mail fraud,
Right.
and he is a member, plus Mr., another Ireland, plus Pasquale Dion, plus Tom Donato. So we have at least 4 names.
Right.
So are those names incorrect, you're saying?
I don't know if they're correct or incorrect. I know they're the names that we were giving in the transmittal, and now whether those people are the only people involved, I don't know. If those people are still involved, I don't know, because they're not giving us any additional information.
So they're not forthcoming, they're not transparent, and then this last letter that I have a copy of, which was addressed to Mary Ann on August 3rd. Mary Ann rightly asked about technology, and she wanted to know what kind of technology they're going to use, and this was to Tom Donato, responded to this. And he says, we're doing research. We'd like to know, I was told, I don't know if it is from Tom Donato, but it says Tyler Corners, Mary Ann Warren, from Mary Ann Warren. So they're doing research on this. And Tom Donato told her there was incinerators in Texas and Ohio, is that true?
Yes.
And are they their incinerators or somebody else's? Do you
I don't know that.
So there's Texas and Ohio, but are you able to get even which ones they are, what the technology
No,
is?
they haven't answered.
So they claim they're going to do the best technology or do something better, and they're researching. So why would they research now after they've been involved with this concept for over a year? Haven't they been in contract since last October 2015 on this property?
No, my understanding is this property they never put money in escrow until June of this year.
Right, but they were interested in wanting to do something. They didn't put money in, but they did something before that.
Well, my understanding is they may have had options on the land.
May have had options. So they've been involved in thinking about this for a long time. Now they're researching some kind of better technology, possibly because of all of the hullabaloo, all of the people's responses and concerns.
Or maybe they just didn't have anything to begin with.
And do you know if they're in contract still or closed?
It's still not closed.
It's still not closed. And are they in contract, Tyler Corners, with any other property besides that 114 acres that you know about?
That I know about, no.
So nothing else that you know about. And I want to just mention too that when DEP says they're going to have public hearings, myself and other residents have been to a number of public hearings from the DEP in our county for all of the gas compressor stations. And what DEP does is they give nice public hearings just as protocol. And they listen to you and they always approve the project. So it basically means nothing. It's just to placate the people. So if you think that's gonna help us in any way, it won't. Any of the things that DEP wants to do, they basically do to placate us, and they always approve the project. Just to let you know, that's what's happened so far. They may do something different for the first time. And I wanted to mention that in a letter that we have a copy from a right to know, a resident of our county asked for a right to know, and they got a copy of an email from Tom Donato, who's with Tyler Corners, and he sent it to Alan Hall, Bill Mirabito, Bill Riley, Bob Templeton, Jason Sodon, Joe Mirabito, John Mirabito, and Mike German. And here in this letter, this is April 11th, and it says, "Thank you for investing the time to meet with us on Friday. We are excited at the prospect of becoming part of the business community in Susquehanna County and appreciate your interest in our project. As discussed during the meeting, our initial tenant for the industrial park, the industrial waste processing plant." Now here they call it a waste processing plant. They didn't even use the word incinerator yet. So we'll provide the infrastructure that is key for the development of the site. I've attached so this biographical information that we have for the partners of Tyler Corners is directly from Tom Donato. So this is pretty secure as far as information. It's directly from him, all the 4 partners, along with the conceptual plan. They even sent a plan, which we have a picture of the site where they're going to put the initial industrial park and the incinerator, or what they like to call the waste processing plant, which doesn't sound so difficult to ingest. So if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. This is Tom, and he has his cellular phone. We have the cellular phone here. We have websites for him and his work. He's president, CEO, on-site sterilization, and also Assured Waste Solutions. So all this information, I'd like to know, since you were there at the meeting, Bill Mirabito was there. He's with Mirabito
Leatherstock.
Gas or whatever. Bill Riley is with what? With the, do you know that name?
I don't know that name.
Bob Templeton, of course, is planning. And then Jason Sodon, who is he? Do you know that name?
I have no idea who that person
He was there. Joe, and then there's another Joe Mirabito. There's a John Mirabito. There's 3 of them. And then there's Mike German. Do you know him? He's with Leatherstocking. So these are all businessmen from what I can see. And then I'd like to know why they did all this without Mary Ann being present, without Betsy Arnold being present, 2 other supervisors. We asked them the last meeting and they were not even invited. So why would that happen? I mean, even if they invited you, did you think about like saying, well, how about Mary Ann and Betsy being included? Did you think about that? Would that happen?
Are you done? I can answer?
Yeah, you can, wait, you have to do this. Yeah, you can answer.
Well, first of all, as far as to why I was invited, why the other two were invited, I have no idea.
But did you think to ask them and say, hey,
Well,
how about Mary Ann, my
well,
buddy?
okay.
Mary Ann, Betsy, you know?
If you're gonna let me answer, you gotta let me talk.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, when I get a phone call at night and they say, hey, you're invited to the meeting, I don't know who they've invited, not invited. And I don't call the other commissioners at night or during the day and say, hey, are you involved in this or not involved in this? I showed up at the meeting, I was there about 15, 20 minutes and left. I didn't stay at the meeting, apparently they had lunch, I didn't stay for that. I went for 15 minutes to find out what it was. I was told that there was people in town looking to look at doing something with a business park development. So of course, when somebody calls and says, hey, we're looking at doing some type of business park development, you go to find out what's going on. So I went to the meeting, again, I was there 15, 20 minutes and left. Now, what all those people talked about after I left, I have no idea. And I've said that time and time again in the meetings that we've had here. That I went to that meeting, was there about 15, 20 minutes, and then I left.
So you didn't learn anything about the processing plant, which is also an incinerator,
No,
or the
what they
industrial
told me at
plant?
the meeting, and I've said before, is that they were, and actually in that meeting, they did use the word incinerator. And I told them, listen, and they told me in that meeting that they were looking at Susquehanna County as a potential site, not that they were committed to us or doing anything else. And of course, my response to them, as it is to everybody that comes here, is if you are serious about coming to this county, you need to get with the township supervisors or the municipality and have public meetings and let people know what your intentions are.
So now, okay, so that's the answer for that. And we've been asking for Mike Jean Greco to come here to explain what is he researching? What is he actually doing about this? All we hear is we're looking into it. So I'd like to know from Mike Jean Greco, I wrote you a letter, emails, I wrote twice in the past month, emails asking for Mike Jean Greco to be here, and he's still not here. Why? He is paid by the citizens, he's paid by the taxes, he should explain what they're doing.
Okay, Mike Jean Greco is the attorney for the county, and yes, he does work for the taxpayers by getting paid through the taxpayers, but he is directed by the county. And no, he's not at this meeting, and he's not at this meeting because the county commissioners, this is our meeting to run, and we get the information, and we have a client-attorney relationship with our attorney. But if you feel the need, you're more than welcome to call Mr. Jean Greco yourself and see if he'll respond to you.
I have called Mr. Jean Greco many times over the past 2 years. I've gone to his office. He rarely he actually has never responded to me that I know of. I have to catch him on the road, I have to stop him on the road and ask him exactly then, because he will not return calls. Even though he's employed by, as a commissioner, he was a commissioner, and he was employed by the county, and now he's a solicitor employed by the county. So just let you know, no response from him. If anybody else.
Just a question, if Mr. Jean Greco came to the meeting, would there be an additional fee that he would charge, or because he
No,
is?
he's on retainer.
So,
The reason you don't hear from him is because he can't give legal advice. That's what he's gonna tell you.
Bruce?
Did a little homework on Tom Donato, and I don't know how many people know this, so I'm just gonna read what's in front of me from Tyler Corners. Tom Donato, working for private equity firm Valley Forge Investment Corporation. Tom Donato is CEO of Assured Waste Solutions, LLC. Assured Waste Solution provides customized solutions ranging from regulated medical waste processing, pharmaceutical waste disposal, and related services for hospitals, physicians, pharmacies, and government agencies. Whatever they're sticking in that incinerator is not good stuff to breathe in. And as long as I have the floor for a second, my opinion now, I think that if we don't reject this wholeheartedly, we're gonna be a dumping ground for more places, more things like this. And anyone associated with it, you're gonna make Benedict Arnold look like a hero. End of statement.
So you have a comment?
I do. What was the date on that email that you read?
Which one? The
one that went to Alan Hall about the meeting, about the lunch meeting?
April 11th,
April
2016.
Okay. See, here's my concern. I know since June and prior to June, people have asked, who was at that meeting, who did you have lunch with, and you stated several times, and I'm sure you can go back and find it on the tapes, that you didn't know you could name yourself and Templeton, and that was it. And you could not name anybody else that was at that meeting, not a single person. Yet, you had an email. So you could have easily gone back and said, I did receive an email after that meeting, so these must have been the other people that were at the meeting. But you didn't divulge that. That's what I'm talking about. We need to be, and I get you gotta hold some things back, and I get that we have to be careful because we don't want the public to know all that information. But you were specifically asked several times, who was at the meeting, who was at the meeting, who'd you have lunch with? And you could not name a single person that was from the other side. Yet you were in possession of an email signed by people that say, thank you very much for meeting with us. So you could have simply said, oh, by the way, I may not have remembered who I went to lunch with. I may not have written down who I went to lunch with, but I did get an email, so these people must have been there. Why didn't you do that? That would open up a two-way conversation. You would put more trust in the community. That's my issue and that's my concern.
Well, again, as I said in that meeting, I went in for 15 minutes. Did I get introduced to everybody in that meeting? No, I did not. You know, I met some people there. Did I recall their names? And as I said before, no. Now, as in regards to that email, yes, that email came. And do I remember seeing that email? I get hundreds of emails. And a lot of the emails go through the chief clerk's department and the deputy chief clerk. They review the emails, and basically the ones I end up getting are the ones that I need to take action on.
So you don't read the emails that are sent to you directly?
Not all of them, no. And I don't know if that one came in the spam or where. They found it on the servers and printed it off the servers.
Now, are you saying then that you never read this email?
I'm saying I never read that email.
Okay, also in this email, to let everybody know that there's copies sent of this email. See, it says here CC. Copies are sent to a T. Barrett of Tyler Corners. Now, that's another name that's not on the list of partners. We have a T. Barrett, so we have to look up that name. That could be also a partner. They list Pat Dion, who is a partner that they claimed. They list John Ireland. I don't know if he's related to...
Son.
He's the son of Richard Ireland. Then they also list a Joel Bolstein. That was not on the list of partners. So that could be another partner. Joel Bolstein is another name copied. And then when they sent the copies to Jean Greco's office, they don't address it directly to Mike Jean Greco. They address it to Holly at GianGrecoLaw.com. Holly is who? Do you know Holly in the office? Holly is addressed, and then there's a PT Dion. Besides Pat Dion is copied, there's a PT Dion. There's like two Dions. And then, of course, Tom Donato's email. And the title and the subject of this is Tyler Corners Industrial Park, and it includes the bios that they were willing to admit to, except that they copied a whole bunch of other people. So those names you haven't heard of. How about you, Mary Ann? Do you know those names?
No, no.
We have to find out some of these other people involved here. So this company is really not very forthcoming. They're pretty much a hidden company, and why would they hide themselves? Instead of being open even to all of you.
It's actually, and if
Read their bios.
Look what they do.
Right, look at the bio, which just came out. When did this thing come up? 79 charges for the lead person in the bio is Richard Ireland. Richard
Any
Ireland.
other questions or comments? Yes.
Yeah, so I have 41 signatures on the following petition, which you've heard already. We, the undersigned, ask the county commissioners of Susquehanna County to act immediately to protect the health and quality of the county residents by drafting and passing a legally defensible air ordinance. The county will be responsible for monitoring and enforcing. In light of increasing industry interest in our county, like the industrial incinerator, Tyler Corners plans to build in New Milford Township. I'll pass this up.
Any other comment? Yes.
Not to beat this to death, but about opinions. You say you can't give your opinion from your desk. Can you give it to me over coffee?
Maybe.
What time do you get off?
Well, probably about 10:30 tonight, so.
10:30 tonight? McDonald's, or how about Dunkin' Donuts? I'm not joking around.
Listen, I'd be more glad to meet with you outside the office.
So can we make a
can we-
meeting with a whole group of us?
No.
No.
No, so, all right, so I'll talk to you, like, after this meeting, we'll set a time.
If you wanna walk outside with me in 5 minutes from now and we're done, I'd be glad to have a conversation with you.
Sounds, okay.
All right? Anything else?
I just want to say that I find it very interesting, personal observation, that the poorest, one of the poorest counties in all of the Commonwealth have a proposed toxic, hazardous, whatever you want to call it, waste incinerator site plan for here. It just seems to me that people look to see where they can make their best advantage, and they think, well, they're poor, they must be stupid. And they might be right, but we're not sure. But activism is a really wonderful thing. And I urge you, get you people to the steps of the courthouse, hundreds. It's easy enough to do. And have the media there. And I hate to use the idea that Alinsky would use, but maybe that's the way it has to go. Because this can't continue. We're not getting answers, we're being stonewalled, we're being jerked around, we're being treated as idiots. And it's just not right. And our First Amendment rights might also be infringed upon if somebody has to see, can I see those petitions and who signed them? They might be getting phone calls about their activism. We can't allow that either.
Any other comments? Yes.
I have one, I'm sorry.
On one of these letters from, or emails from Tyler Corners, or one of those, I think it said that the incinerator was an essential installation for the industrial park.
Key for the development of the site. it says.
Right.
No, that's not what it says. It says the Industrial Waste Processing Center is the key.
Industrial waste processing center.
Semantics,
Plant.
whether it's a processing center or an incinerator, but to me, the word key stuck out at me because it seems like that is the key to what's going to come next to be used in the incinerator. And I think we ought to be thinking about what else, what other waste could be brought in there that would need to be incinerated.
It would attract dirty businesses.
What kind of businesses, yeah.
Bruce?
There won't be any businesses there.
Why would the Tyler Corners infrastructure send an email to the town, to the county solicitor because you went to a brief meeting? If you didn't phone call anybody, tell anybody I'm going and all of that, and you just went because they asked you to go, why did he get a copy of this?
Well, they,
I mean, are they in negotiation with him to find out what the legal parameters are?
he gets a lot of contacts through the county as the county solicitor asking what is the procedures for land use or development or coming into the county. You know, every county's a little bit different as to, you know, if you want to come in and do business in the county, how it's set up, who you got to go to and who you have
Well,
to see.
since he works for us, could you tell us at the next meeting, or sooner perhaps, what other communications you may have gotten from them? Because we're entitled to know, and what he said to them?
Yes, sir.
Then if he has been, if there has been communication to him regarding this project, then we can presume that all the correspondence, all the communication is available through a right-to-know request?
Because he's an attorney, I'll have to check that and see.
He's our attorney.
He's on our payroll.
I understand that. But as you know, the attorney-client privileges do prevail, and I don't know that he has anything, and I'm not saying he does have anything, but I have to check and make sure.
Yeah,
First
but
of
we're
all,
the client.
Tyler Corners is
Well,
not.
excuse me.
Excuse me,
Tyler
Mr.
Corners
Hall,
is not a client.
He's not defending them,
He's not-
it's just
No.
information.
But he is our solicitor, so I don't know what correspondence he has, and we'll see what we can find out.
And also, I want to say that Tyler Corners is not the client of the county.
I
Or
understand
of
that.
Mike Jean Greco, so
Right.
there's no client privilege
The
there.
client privilege is between the county commissioners and the attorney. Any other comments?
Marion wants to
Marion
speak.
wants to say something. Can I make a comment? I just want to announce that DEP will be putting mosquito traps in the county next week. They're purple or blue, and they'll be hanging in trees. Please don't go near them. They're testing for West Nile virus and Zika. So they'll be in the county next week sometime. So if you see them, just leave them alone, please.
This gentleman back here asked in the middle of the meeting if an addition could be done to the minutes as far as public. And I was wondering if that's going to be done.
Don't hold your
No.
breath.
It's not gonna be, I mean, like, we can't put in at the end of the meeting at the public request Michael Jean Greco at the next meeting, if meetings could be held in the evenings, discussion of incinerator and a mention of mosquito traps. Why can't that be put, just sentence form, not paragraph, but itemize items that were brought up at the meeting? So if you miss a meeting, you'll know what was discussed besides what motions were made and who was hired.
That's one of the reasons why we put the video on our website so people can review them.
Can you make the video the official record?
I will check to see if we can make the video the official record, and if we can, then we will do that.
It can't be hard to make a list.
Yeah, why
Just a
would that
summary,
be difficult?
A summary. How about a summary?
No?
No?
Prior to 2008, all of the minutes of the meetings of the commissioners had public comment, who spoke and about what. At after the election, certain commissioner did not like the idea that there were minutes that that stated what the public had to say, and that was eliminated. The time of the meetings of the commissioners' meeting was also changed. So you'd have to go to either the historical office or ask a right-to-know request for any minutes of any meetings of the commissioners prior or during 2008 and prior. And you will see. And you will have the board there, you'll know who was on it, and then go after 2008 and find out how it changed, and you'll know which one made the changes.
Well, I'm asking now to please have that reconsidered, because when I go to a Board of Education meeting, I don't go to every meeting, but I'll look down and I'll see playground equipment was requested, blah, blah. I don't wanna sit and have to watch a whole video, I just kinda wanna know the headlines, and I'm wondering if that could please be added to the public part of, written down, just sentence form of what different items were mentioned at the public, report.
We will review it and give you an answer at the next meeting.
Next meeting, you'll let us know? Thank you.
Just on the same topic, we go to Forest Lake Township meetings. They have minutes of the meeting. I don't know, my wife and I considered in 2009, when did you come on board, in 9? At that point?
No.
No?
12, right, we could see, yeah, we had that big battle about that, right. We considered going with the Sunshine people, going to the district attorney and going against the county because of a violation of the Sunshine Law, and we reconsidered because Susquehanna County, well, it was told to us by the folks at the Sunshine Committee and the Right to Know people that Susquehanna County was the only county in all of Pennsylvania that did not keep active minutes anymore of public comment. And we thought that if we went up against the county and the judgment was against us, then maybe the rest of Pennsylvania wouldn't have to keep minutes either. So we stopped doing it. But up until 2000 and we've been, you have been, Mary Ann.
We've had several conversations.
Yes, and I mean, to talk about transparency, there you go.
As far as the transparency rating for Susquehanna County is referenced, if you go online, you can find out that your reference, your rating is an F-.
Wow. Are there any counties that are better, I guess better?
There-
Most of them.
This is not your meeting. Any other questions?
I'd like to ask another thing also, my hand is up. I'd like to ask, the comprehensive plan that we have now, can we use that comprehensive plan right now to do a land contract?
No, not in the form
Not
that's
a land
in.
contract, I mean, a land ordinance.
Not in the form that it's in.
not in the form that it's in, so we can't just borrow and do something? Is there anything in the comprehensive plan that has a land ordinance about landfills or waste that you know of?
Okay, you're, at this point, and I know you're not gonna like this answer, but at this point, I do not want to comment on the comprehensive plan because it's something that we are going to be using.
And your reason is?
Because I don't want it in public record or on the webpage showing people what we are doing and what we're looking at. Now, if you want to meet with me after, then I may have a conversation with you about it.
I have a question.
Yes.
The gentleman over here in the corner, is he responsible for recording what happens in the meeting? And
No, he's responsible only for taking notes as to who makes the motions and.
Okay, so he's been sitting here with his hands folded during the entire public comment period.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already being paid to be here to write stuff down.
Yeah, and what is
Okay.
his position? What is his position?
He's the HR support person.
So he's taking notes before the comments. He takes notes of what you decide.
No, he's taking notes as to who makes the motions and who
Right, so
makes
he
the
is taking
second.
notes. So
Just-
since he's taking notes, he could take notes also about all of this that's going on,
Well,
which
it's
is.
also on public video too.
Yes, but not everybody can access videos, not everybody has computers, not everybody knows how to do a video or watch it.
Right.
And we've only been doing, how long have you been doing public videos from there? Isn't it only recently?
About a year now.
It is about a year? So before that, they weren't doing it. So if you could take notes and give us a.
Any other public comment? Yes.
Just to push that again, just having a list of what happened in the meeting is so simple rather than play a video and try to find out where it happened.
Okay.
That's insane.
All right, and as I said, we'll review it and we'll have an answer at the next meeting. Bill?
Commissioner Arnold asked that I mention that she's at a seminar sponsored by Labor and Industry down in Scranton today, so she's not just goofing off. She has a class that she's in.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, before I second that, we adjourn, just a couple closing comments. In response to some accusations that were made at the last meeting that I did not attend, in reference to the DEP letter that was sent, I did not write the DEP letter. Actually, after the previous meeting, I went to the commissioners and asked that we put the letter together and send it to DEP asking for air quality testing, and also talk to the planning director. They all agreed to do it. We had somebody draft the letter. Everybody, all three commissioners reviewed the letter for its content and approved it, and the letter was sent. So as I was beat up in the last meeting about the letter not being strong enough and my letter was wrong and not good, I did not write that letter, but all the commissioners approved that letter. And again, you get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar, and we now have an agency, DEP, that is working with us, and we have several documents at DEP now for their review, and we're waiting for their responses. And once we get those responses, then we will make that information public so people can know what's going on.
Who wrote the letter if you did not write the letter?
It came out of the chief clerk's office.
So you don't know who wrote the letter?
Yeah, the chief clerk,
So who's the chief clerk?
Clerk wrote the letter.
right.
Is that a
Robert
normal
Stout?
practice where the
Yes,
chief clerk
that's
writes the
normal.
letters?
Yes.
And you guys sign it and send it off?
Well, we don't just sign it. He drafts the letters, the commissioners review it, make changes that they want to make to it, and then it is finalized and then put out.
Okay, I just was asking if that's a normal procedure.
Yes.
And once again, I don't understand procedure sometimes, but why did you wait until the meeting was closed to see what you just said?
Because I wanted to have the last say today. So,
Why did you say it during the meeting?
you know, I've given all of you the chance to speak. Now I have my chance to speak,
Oh, I thought the
okay?
meeting was closed, I'm sorry.
Well, the meeting is now closed. As I second, all in favor?
Oh, okay.
And what